Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you love heartwarming stories that restore your faith in humanity, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Today's story is one that will touch your heart, make you cry, and remind you that sometimes, kindness comes from the most unexpected people. This is the story of a little girl who tried to sell her late father's guitar just to survive, and how the legendary rock star Ozzy Osbourne stepped in and did something so incredible that the entire world couldn't stop talking about it. It all started in a quiet little town on the outskirts of Los Angeles. 9-year-old Lily had always loved music, especially when her father played the guitar. Her dad, Mark, wasn't a famous musician, but to Lily, he was a rock star. Every night, he would sit by her bedside, strumming his old, slightly worn-out acoustic guitar and singing softly until she fell asleep. But life has a way of changing in an instant. Mark, who had been struggling with a heart condition for years, suddenly passed away one rainy evening. Lily's world fell apart. Her mother, Sarah, tried to stay strong, but grief and bills were piling up faster than she could handle. They had lost their home, their car, and nearly everything that connected them to the life they once knew. All they had left was a few boxes of memories, and one very special guitar, the same one Mark used to play for Lily every night. It had scratches, worn strings, and a faded inscription on the back that said, "For my Lily, keep the music alive." That guitar meant everything to her. But as the weeks went by, and the electricity bill came due again, her mom had to choose between paying for food or keeping the lights on. One morning, Lily overheard her mother crying on the phone, begging for more time to pay rent. That's when Lily decided she had to do something. She quietly took her father's guitar out of its old case, wiped off the dust, and placed a handwritten note on it that read, "For sale, $100. My dad's guitar. Need money for my mom." She walked to the small music store downtown, Jerry's Vintage Instruments, and waited for the shopkeeper to notice her. Jerry, an older man with silver hair and kind eyes, came out from behind the counter. "Hey there, sweetheart, what can I do for you?" Lily smiled nervously. "I'd like to sell this guitar. It belonged to my dad. I need $100, please." Jerry looked at the guitar and immediately recognized the sentimental value behind it. "That's a beautiful piece. Are you sure you want to sell it?" Lily nodded, clutching the strap tightly. "I have to. My mom needs money." Something in her voice broke Jerry's heart. He could have just given her the money and let her go, but something told him this story wasn't over. Now, by sheer coincidence, or maybe fate, Ozzy Osbourne happened to be in town that same week. He was visiting a friend nearby and had stopped at Jerry's store before heading back home. Ozzy, known to the world as the Prince of Darkness, had a reputation for wildness, but those who knew him personally also knew his soft heart, especially for kids and music. When Ozzy walked into the store that day, wearing his trademark glasses and all-black outfit, Lily was still there. She didn't recognize him at first. To her, he was just another man looking at guitars. Jerry looked up and said, "Ozzy. What a surprise. Didn't expect you today." Ozzy smiled. "Just wanted to see if you've got anything new. I've been feeling nostalgic lately." Then his eyes caught sight of the little girl standing quietly in the corner, holding that guitar like it was her last piece of the world. He walked over and gently said, "Hey there, love. That's a nice guitar you've got. You play?" Lily shook her head. "It was my dad's. He used to play for me every night." Ozzy crouched down to her level. "That's special. You must miss him a lot." Her eyes filled with tears, but she tried to be brave. "Yeah, I'm selling it for $100. My mom needs the money." Ozzy blinked, taken aback. "You're selling your dad's guitar?" She nodded. "It's all I can do." For a moment, there was silence in the room. Ozzy gently took the guitar, strummed a few chords, and felt the weight of its story. It wasn't just wood and strings. It carried love, loss, and memories. Then he looked back at Lily and said, "Sweetheart, what if I told you that guitar is worth a lot more than $100? Her eyes widened. "Really?" Ozzy smiled softly. "Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not worth more because of the brand or how it plays. It's worth more because of who it belonged to. It was your dad's, and that makes it priceless." Lily didn't quite understand. "But we need money. My mom's sad all the time. I just want to help her." Ozzy's heart broke in that moment. He reached into his pocket, pulled out his wallet, and handed Jerry his black Amex card. "Jerry, I'm buying that guitar. But not for $100. Put whatever number you think fits, and make sure this young lady's mom never has to worry for a while." Jerry froze. "Ozzy, are you sure?" Ozzy nodded firmly. "Absolutely. And I want to talk to her mom, too." He turned to Lily. "Can you take me to meet your mom?" Lily hesitated for a second. She still didn't know who this kind man was, but there was something gentle about him. She nodded and led him outside. They walked a few blocks to a small apartment complex. When they arrived, Sarah opened the door, surprised to see her daughter with a stranger. "Lily, who," she started, but then stopped mid-sentence. Her eyes widened. "Oh my God, you're Ozzy Osbourne." Ozzy smiled humbly. "Yeah, love, it's me. Your daughter's got quite the heart. She was trying to sell her dad's guitar to help you." Sarah's hand flew to her mouth as tears began to stream down her face. "Oh no, she shouldn't have done that. That guitar was her father's most precious thing." Ozzy nodded. "I know, and that's why it's not leaving your home." He handed Sarah an envelope, thick and heavy, and said softly, "I bought it. But it's staying right here. Use this to get back on your feet. Your husband's music deserves to stay with his family." Sarah opened the envelope and gasped. Inside was a check for $50,000. She broke down crying, unable to speak. Why would you do this?" Ozzy smiled. "Because I know what it's like to lose someone and feel like you've got nothing left. But music saves us. It keeps them alive inside us. And your husband's love for his daughter deserves to live on." Lily hugged Ozzy tightly. "Thank you, mister." He hugged her back. "Call me Ozzy, sweetheart. And keep playing. One day, maybe you'll be the one singing his songs." Before leaving, Ozzy asked Jerry to deliver some equipment to their home. A small keyboard, new guitar strings, a child-sized guitar for Lily, and a year's worth of lessons, all prepaid. The story didn't stay private for long. Jerry shared what happened with a local newspaper, and within days, it went viral. Photos of Ozzy standing beside Lily and her mom filled social media feeds. People from all over the world commented, saying they had tears in their eyes. The story touched hearts not just because of the money, but because of the message, that compassion in music can heal wounds deeper than anyone can see. A few weeks later, Ozzy invited Lily and her mom to one of his concerts in Los Angeles. They sat front row, surrounded by thousands of fans. During a quiet moment on stage, Ozzy took the microphone and said, "Tonight, I want to dedicate a song to a brave little girl named Lily and her dad, who's up there watching her with pride." The crowd cheered as the spotlight found Lily and her mother. Ozzy picked up his guitar, but it wasn't his usual one. It was Mark's guitar. He played a soft, emotional rendition of "Changes," his voice trembling with feeling. By the time the song ended, the entire arena was on its feet, many wiping away tears. When Lily and Sarah went backstage afterward, Ozzy knelt beside Lily and handed her the guitar again. "It's yours forever, love. Keep your dad's music alive. Promise me that." She smiled through tears. "I promise." Years passed. Lily grew up surrounded by music. With the lessons Ozzy arranged and the inspiration her father left behind, she became an incredible guitarist. At 16, she performed her first original song, titled, "For My Dad," on stage at a charity concert for children who lost parents. Who was in the audience that night? Ozzy himself, sitting quietly in the back, smiling proudly. When she finished her song, he stood and clapped louder than anyone else. In an interview later, Lily said, "I thought I lost my dad when he died. But I realized I still hear him every time I play." And Ozzy made sure I never forgot that. Ozzy, when asked about it, simply said, "You don't need to be blood to be family." Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can carry someone through their darkest day. The story remains one of the most beautiful examples of compassion in the music world. It showed that behind the fame, the wild stories, and the rock star image, Ozzy Osbourne has a heart that beats deeply for people who love music, especially those who need a little light in their darkness. To this day, that same guitar hangs in Lily's room, now fitted with fresh strings and a new shine. But she's never changed the inscription on the back. It still says, "For my Lily, keep the music alive." And every time she picks it up, she remembers not just her father, but also the day a rock legend walked into her life and reminded her that music, love, and kindness never die. So, if you've made it this far, remember this: no act of love is ever too small. Whether it's a song, a helping hand, or just listening to someone's story, it can change a life forever. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs a little hope today. And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories that prove the world still has good people in it.